as you can see, I am running and caching and polishing everything through Cloudflare using the normal Webflow setup in Cloudflare and Worker. The reason it's taken longer than initially thought is just working the kinks out of the Worker. We're on version 4.2 here in Cursor. This is quite a hefty Worker compared to before. So what we did before is we did the little hack back in the day. We turned off SSL and then turned it back on again and got the DNS working, so it proxies through. You don't need that anymore. O2O allows you to cache, basically a double cache, right? So Cloudflare's cache and then your cache with Cloudflare. And that's what O2O allows us to do, but it doesn't allow us to actually cache any assets because that sits on Webflow's domain. And same story as before. You can't cache stuff that's not in your domain or optimize it or anything. So the Worker fixes that. And what it does is it used to take the image URLs, rewrite them to use the image transformation URL. Now it basically all happens in the Worker. The other issue we had was back in the day, if you already converted images to AVIF, Cloudflare says this is like already optimized, and it just broke because it can't use them. So we had to ignore that. But we've rewritten it so that everything sort of proxies through Cloudflare first, even if it's not being optimized, and then gets optimized. So SVGs and WebP images and stuff still go through here. Everything else goes through the image Worker. So if you look at the Dr. Flare plugin, where we can look at what's happening on the page, we can see that we're getting a lot of images polished. You can see what's non-Cloudflare, what's uncached, and what's cached. If you look at the page, all the green stuff, right, are hits. You can hover on them and you'll see this one's been resized, polished, proxied. Yeah, that was just the SVG. So like if we look at one of these guys, you can see everything's been run. You can see as well, which is interesting, the data centers. You can see there's some French and stuff. I think that's the stuff that randomly got cached when someone visits and it's a translation. So it's like the French version. And that's why it may have been cached there first. Anyway, I've been running this since last night, version 4.2. Sorry again for the delays. I have to test this stuff. And it's only when I have lots of free time that I can dig into it. So you can see, where's performance? You can see performance is okay in desktop. Don't look at the best practice or these scores too heavily, like the 66. I'm testing a ton of stuff, and our site is always the guinea pig. So you'll see here, there's just like so many analytics scripts running. It is working. It is optimizing all the images. I will get it ready for consumption by the masses. The other cool thing is that you can now configure it with variables. So if we go in here, Worker roots, where is the image Worker? If we look at our image resizer, you now have your variables. So you can set the cache lifetime, what gets cached, what your, like all the stuff you had to set before now as variables. So you can literally set image quality. Cache reserve one should actually be turned. There we go. So this guy is, yeah, seems to be running just fine. Like I said, most of it is comments here at the beginning, but it is quite a hefty script, 921 lines. But yeah, it'll be up soon. The cool part as well is I've gone sort of broad. You can specify what you want to cache. Like I've got it sort of running open, for example. So if you go into the blog, there's this annoying add as preferred source on Google thing, which is just, a little embed. And you can see it's even caching the image that's hosted on Google. This is not here. So yeah, that seems to work. Everything here is getting cached. Let's see, do we getting any misses if we keep loading? Here we go, there's some misses. It's never cached these before, so I'll have them now. And this has been redone. This plugin works again. It is now Dr. Flare reloaded, not just Dr. Flare. But again, you see it's caching, it's working. This graph, for example, doesn't work, but yeah. So it's on the way. I'll get that sorted and do the video and everything soon and post it. But yeah, this is just an update. Optimizing images can still be done. And yeah, you're basically fully cached. You can run workers. You can do whatever you want. You're living on the Cloudflare network. Cool. Cheers.